Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back into the video. And today I'm gonna be talking about this the new DLC, primarily Android 21 for Dragonball Xenoverse 2, and 21 Android 21 in general, because this is a great new character to the Dragon Ball franchise, and I've really have enjoyed the character, as well as the storyline that Fighter Z introduced, which was the selling point, in my opinion, to the game. I don't think I don't think Fighter Z is that great of a game. In my personal opinion, I think Xenoverse 2 is a better game. The controlling wise, being able to do different things that you can't really do that much in Fighter Z. You're very limited in what you can do, and I don't really like that. I like the game. I like game setup the way they do in Xenoverse. Controls are basic. There's no combo things going on, but I do still enjoy Fighter Z. It's just not as fun to me as Xenoverse. I think Xenoverse is a much more enjoyable game. There's more to offer on Xenoverse than there is for Fighter Z. But one of the things I liked about Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which really is what sold me the game, as well as always kept going back to Fighter Z, was the storyline. I do like the storyline. It's an original storyline, and it's unique. It's unique because it's a game-like storyline. It's not necessarily, something from the manga or something from, the anime or something like that. It's new. It's different, and it's fresh. It's a fresh exclusive game thing. And so I like that. And so, the one thing that was underwhelming to me, which you guys should all know because I made a video about a year ago about wanting to have Android 21 other forms be playable characters in Fighter Z besides the character that's already in there, regular 21, who's a player, not regular 21, her regular Martian 21 form. That is a playable character in the in Fighter Z. However, what is not a playable character is her regular android form, or lab coat form, I guess. Her evil form, as well as her good form, which those are playable in the at least the good 21 is playable in the season mode, or the story mode for that matter, for Fighter Z, but that is it. You can't play her in Exhibition or any other modes beyond that, and it's the same thing with Evil 21, or really should be called Cell Absorb, because she absorbs Cell. Spoilers for anyone who doesn't know that yet, but you should by now. God, I hope you should. God, I hope you know that by now. But so with that being said, those forms have yet to be available for playable outside of the story mode, and that's something I just don't understand. You made this game specifically for Android 21. Fighter Z is a game specifically made for Android 21 because that was the story mode, and that's what everything's set up. It's all built around her, and lo and behold, we still have yet to get DLCs of her other transformations. And that was something that really annoyed me, and I made a video I think about a year ago about this. I probably will link it in the description for you guys to see, about my request to have them have that as a Fighter Z character. have the other Android 21s as characters in the game, besides her, the one that is offered. And that is still has yet to happen. Hopefully, it will happen in Season 3 of the DLCs for Fighter Z, but somehow I have my doubts about that. But nonetheless, so now we move forward to about a month ago, where Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 announced that Android 21 would be coming to Xenoverse 2 now, which, as a person who prefers Xenoverse 2 over Fighter Z, I was excited for this, because the selling point, again, for me, for Fighter Z, is Android 21. So Android 21 coming to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 was huge. It was huge, and I was like, man, I gotta get this now. I gotta get this when this comes out. I'm gonna get this, and that's exactly what I did. I was like, getting this because I really want to play as 21, and I want to see what they do and how they integrate her movesets from Fighter Z to Xenoverse, because you can do a lot more attacks in Xenoverse 2 than you can in Fighter Z, because Fighter Z is limited in the amount of attacks you can have in there compared to what you can do with Xenoverse. So I was wondering if there were going to be other moves that they were going to introduce for Xenoverse, for her, for her character in Xenoverse that we didn't get to see in Fighters. And they didn't disappoint with that. They did put some new things in there, as well as stuff she already has, which was really good. Here's the problem, and also this promotional thing they did. This is technically a crossover between Fighters and Xenoverse, so it makes it kind of pretty significant as well. For what is going on here, so it was something that I was really excited and looking forward to, but now seeing it, and now seeing what has basically come about the DLC, like I said, the promotional Android 21 joins the fight, which is reminiscent again to Fighter Z, when they did the thing with the actual introductions of Android 21 to the actual Fighter Z game. Very well promotion. The only difference is they did it in a Xenoverse type setup, but with the Fighter Z font. But my issue here is, even though this is Android 21, it's not all of Android 21. It's just simply her lab coat form in Xenoverse 2, and maybe they will introduce the other forms later on, if there's more DLCs for Xenoverse 2, but we don't know about that. And like I said, I'm very, very kind of disappointed with this, because I am very happy that we get to play as Labcoat Android 21, but at the same time, I would have liked to have played as the other 21, the Majin 21. I would like to play as the evil 21. I'd like to play as the good 21. But it doesn't seem like we're getting that, because in some of the parallel quests, it's like literally they're taking the storyline that you see in Fighter Z, but the only difference is she's not transforming. Like, she has that still Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing going on, with the good and the evil versions of herself. But instead of transforming, she's just muscling up when she becomes evil and stuff like that, and that's really it. and she still can, eat candy, which, quite frankly, is really weird, her being able to do that in her non-Majin form, by the way. But I guess it's possible. It's really kind of weird how they did this. It's essentially like Xenoverse has taken the Android 21 character from Fighter Z, but have kind of made it into their own character. They took the character, but the only difference is they got rid of the Majin form. And they're like, we're just going to have her be like this instead. And we're, just going to forget about her other forms that she had in Fighter Z. That's basically like what it looks like they're doing. And it's really kind of weird. Like I said, I like playing as Lab Coat Android 21, but I would have liked to played as the other characters too. I would have liked to have exploited all those other characters and have like different options at different times to have played as each of those characters. And I feel like we're kind of, and again, it's the same thing with Fighter Z. They've done this. I feel like Bandai, ever since introducing this character into the video games, has kind of mistreated Android 21. Like, why can't we have all her different transformations be playable characters? Why? Why does it got to be one character? It's one character in Fighter Z that we can have as a playable character outside of the story mode. And now, for Xenoverse 2, we can only have her lab coat form as a playable character. Like, what the frig? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bandai? What are you doing this? Like, why can't we play as the character, in different versions and whatnot? It would have made it so much better, and it would have created more of a variety for everybody to kind of explore the different attacks as well as the different things and options you can do with the characters. It would have added more to the character because Xenoverse, again, can do more attacks than in Fighter Z can. But yeah, very underwhelming for me. But I'm still glad I bought it because I wanted to play as her, but I wanted to play as more than just one form. I wanted to play as multiple different forms. And you could have just added different clothes and gear. I mean, they do it with all the other characters, so I don't know why you can't just do it with Android 21. I don't see how hard that would be. But it seems like it is, I guess, for Xenoverse. I mean, they've been milking all the money off of this game for like 2-3 years now. I don't see what more would hurt from that. I mean, they've gotten pretty much. I mean, Xenoverse 3 has been pretty much like what? A freaking like $400 game essentially. I mean, when you think about it. When you think about it, it essentially was, because I mean, like, if you bought like what I bought, the pack or whatever, the big, collector's thing, which was like what, 140 for it, the big box set and stuff like that with the statue and stuff. It's like 140 for that, right? I don't remember how much it was. It was like a while ago, but okay, for the game itself and all that other stuff, it was like 140, right? Then you think about all the DLCs you bought after that. That's another 30, and then all the other DLCs that you bought. That adds up. It's good, like 300 easy. When you're done with all the DLCs. And you think that, and that's not just thinking about me, but I'm talking about like everybody who's bought the game that has done this. Like, I don't get why they just didn't include 3, 4 more other forms of her, in her option. You could have literally put it on the same thing and just like, same person, just, different look. I don't see where, why that was not possible for you to do. And that's my rant about this. It's like you couldn't just have 21's Majin form as well as her lab coat form. The Majin form, the evil form where she absorbs Cell, the good form, the good Majin form. Like, why couldn't those be introduced into the Xenoverse? Why can't those be introduced into Fighter Z? The game that she's supposed to be exclusive to, or supposed to be, the game that it's built around. And like I said, I hope 21 gets more game time, gets more games that she can cross and over with, because I don't think she should be exclusive to Fighter Z, because Fighter Z hasn't made her exclusive enough, to give her more DLC transformations in the game besides the one. So I would like her to be possibly in Kakarot. I'd like to be in all the other games afterwards that Dragon Ball is developing. But I want all the forms to be available, not one specific one. And that's what Xenoverse is doing. They got Majin as a playable character. They got Majin 21 as a playable character. Well, we're just going to give regular lab coat Android 21 as a playable character. I mean, it's just like, it's so underwhelming, guys. It's so underwhelming. I'm hoping there's more Ultimate DLC packs that are coming out. I hope this isn't the last one. There's been rumors that this is the last one. I really hope it isn't. And I don't think they really need to right now. Everyone keeps asking for Xenoverse 3. Xenoverse 3 is not coming until PlayStation 5 comes out, which is not for another year. PlayStation 5 doesn't come out until like November of next year. So they're not doing any Xenoverse 3 until at least PlayStation 5 comes out. And I don't know what Xbox's schedule is for their next console, but they're not going to do it until those consoles are out, the new gens are out, because it makes the most sense. I mean, why would you make another sequel gen? Why would you make another sequel Xenoverse when you're basically just adding DLCs / storylines to those DLCs that expand on what's going on in Dragon Ball right now? Like, literally, you can get these new DLCs and they will have storylines for Dragon Ball Super, which is what you're currently at in the anime. So there's no point in making another Xenoverse until you get to the next gen. Okay? Because there's nothing to exploit on at that point. Especially when you're adding DLCs to the storylines, which right now they've pretty much covered all Super. They've covered the Broly movie. So they're up to date with the Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z canon right now, so to speak, in Xenoverse 2. So there's no real reason to do anything in Xenoverse 2 or even think about doing a Xenoverse 3 until you get to the next gen, where you go to a PlayStation 5, because then that's what people are going to be buying. So you're going to want a reboot of everything, essentially, with the new storylines and whatnot. So that's really the only reason why you would ever do that again. But yeah, guys, that's really about it. Again, very unfortunate. Hopefully we'll get better news later on for Android 21. But right now, my rant kind of stands about this. We got to get more of Android 21. We got to get all of her forms in these games, in Fighter Z and Xenoverse 2. That's how it should be, and I really, really hope more people, try to, go to Bandai, hashtag at them on Twitter, and, Release Android 21 to all the games, guys. All the forms. That's what I want to see, guys. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What do you guys think about this? Comment, rate. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please subscribe and hit that notification bell for all the latest content. I do have a Discord server in the description. You guys check out. And comment, rate, and that's about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I've heard peace.